Welcome, Rise of Industry fans, to Rise of Industry with Omnius Prime. Episode 7, Post-Victory Revelations. Here it is. It's June 1st of year 20. I had just sold the automobile. I just paid off the two loans I had to buy the first automobile mega factory and to build up Orem. So after paying the loans off, I had 13.45 million left, and I just spent 8.43 million to build up this textile industry area here. So I have the berry, the cotton, fed by this water pump, this water plant. This water plant is now going to feed the air purifier and 5 dye plants right over here. So what I did is I kind of like this configuration: 5 dye plants, 5 fiber plants. That uses up all the production for the berry and cotton farms. Then I have 2 light fabric plants and 1 summer clothes. 1 light fabric is going to feed the summer clothes. 1 light fabric is going to go to the warehouse for sales. And then the summer clothes obviously go to the warehouse for sale. And here at the warehouse, you can see I've set up this right here. So now normally what I'll do is once I get to the warehouse, what I'm going to do is click on the item type and destination for the item and leave the quantity at infinity. Once I've got all of these hooked up, then what I'm going to do is go to the shop overview and now look at the quantities that I'm going to establish. Here for light fabric, 2 per 15 days gives me 4. Okay, so I'm going to have a max storage of 4 here that I want. 8 fibers gives me 16. Okay. 2 times 2 is 4, so I've got 4 for the summer clothes. And the dye is 7 doubled is 14, so I have 14 as my max scent. Okay, so that I don't store too much, so that I keep my prices up. Now, I was wanting to do some really fancy things. I wanted to borrow some money so that I could buy off one of these buy off Force LLC, and then I find out that, wow, it's like 81.99 million in their stock value. So I borrowed 95 million, thinking, oh boy, I'm going to buy out Force LLC, and no, I was way short. Because each time, you know, when you buy one lot of stock, then the stock value of the remaining kind of goes up a bit per stock. So each 10% of the stock slice goes up in price, you know, almost like $1 million per slice. So by the time of getting to like the last slice, you'd be paying over 16 million. So couldn't do that. So then my next bright idea was, okay, you know, what I want to do is build another automobile factory in Poole. Okay. Scotty, beam me up. I can't believe it's taken me 7 episodes before I got to the Star Trek Scotty, beam me up saying from good old James Kirk. So then I was starting to think, okay, you know, I could build another automobile mega factory. Costs $50 million. I can borrow $50 million. I have 2 of each type of chassis sitting in storage here already in the automobile factory. I have 1 under construction. So basically and it's just barely got started, so it's going to take almost a year. So I've got basically 3 years worth of building on this automobile mega factory for what I already have in here. So if I can't build another mega factory, what's a poor boy to do with the chassis types? Well, what I decided, since I can't build the mega factory right now and reroute the production to the second mega factory, I'm going to send it to the warehouse. So the body chassis and the rolling chassis are now going to the warehouse. And what am I going to do with them at the warehouse? Sit on them. Now here's a case where I'm actually going to, not sell something right away. These components took a while to put together, and so I'm not about to sell them to the state. So what I'm going to do is just sit on them, wait until. So what I need basically is a $50 million loan costs me $1.53 million. The mega factory costs me $1.25 million a month to operate. So I need to bump up my net income to over 2.78 million in order to pull this trick off. So right now, what I've decided is I'm not going to waste any money on research. I really don't need to do any research. So now what I'm going to do is let's go back to gasket. Beam me up, Scotty. There's no intelligent life here. So let's go ahead and run clock, and let's see this textile industry go into motion, and let's start getting an idea of how I'm doing as far as making money. Because when I did, buy the automobile factory, when I was actually starting to do begin the episode, this segment of the episode, I discovered that I was losing some money big time. So first of all, I've now got to get everything working. So as you can see, I just lost 613,000 last month, and that's because I had a lot of spending for stuff. So let's get an idea of. Let's see. Here we are. Okay, so now I just made 2.18 million. Now that I'm kind of seeing, so as you can see, I still need to bump up my monthly income a bit to be able to afford this. Now, like, let's see, let's get to September 1st, and let's just stop the clock a second. Okay, so now I'm at 1.26 million. So as you can see, like here, I only had 10.91 million in sales. So I made 1.26 million. So obviously there's a fluctuation in oh boy, and there we go. There's the boring just say no to contracts. Boy, and I'm just going to say my next game, I'm just going to say no to events. That they become more of an annoyance. This is set on normal. I would suggest set it on few. So now just waiting for my clothing store to smoke up and start producing. It just did, the smoke up. Now you'll see the little production thing go away. So now the summer closed. So yes, it takes several months, especially for something like a third tier factory, to get itself in gear and making some money. So now there was 2.44 million. And right now I've got like 16 million in the bank, and I probably, now it's down to 15 something. But let's just see, where's the month end? And so I'd have 15 million. So I can go, so obviously what I'm going to be doing now is spending a little time creating new business parks, running some clock, and building up my net income. See, it was at 2.53 million last month. So I definitely want to get it up well over 3 million. And then what I'll be able to do is borrow the 50 million, build the new auto plant, auto mega factory, and then I can route the chassis parts that are in the warehouse to that factory and have two factories going to make automobiles. And that's when I'll start to make money. But that's a long-term proposition because remember, the automobiles take time to build. So I'm going to be back and we'll see what I do with my next build. It's October 1 of year 20. Ran a couple of months to get the new textile industry and gasket up and running. And I have saved up some money and built a new area. I underestimated how much it would cost, and so I had to borrow a small $5 million loan from Baton Rouge. But what I've got here is a little problem here. Okay, right here at biofuel, I have 40 potatoes and 11 refined oil sitting, waiting to be used up in building the biofuel. So, one of my choices is that I can go ahead and either dump the product and get nothing, or send it to the closest warehouse, which is what I'm doing. Now, since I have 11 refined oil, I think what I want to do is keep like about, whoopsie, not the refined oil. Want to keep 11 of the potatoes to match up to the refined oil I have, so that I've kind of got some balanced production here. Now here at the exterior body, same thing. I've got a problem with 40 frames sitting there, only 8 headlights. So I'm dumping, sending them to the nearest warehouse, which is the Zeppelin warehouse, and then I'm going to send them all the way back to Bell Valley, where I can just quickly transport them to the state by truck. So, so the exterior body. So let's just pop this up. Let's just. Nope, let's not. Let's. So what I'm going to be doing is dumping them into the warehouse. From the warehouse here, I also have like another factory that's got excess steel. So I'm going to be shipping out some steel back up. I've got 54 of those. I've got 70 glass. So I'm sending them to the trade warehouse by Zeppelin or the construction goods store here locally in Poole. As you can see, frames going back to the Bell Valley warehouse where they came from. I turned off the axles. I turned off the frames. So right now what I'm doing is kind of, now like I said, I did not calculate out perfectly all the inputs that go in, and taking it into account production times and things like this. So, you know, at that time, all I was worried about was, can I make it work? Can I get a car to come out and get that 36 million? So now I've actually, here's a case where I've got excess inventory, and now what I'm going to do is sell it to the state so that I can turn that excess inventory into cash. Now, let's take a look at what I built. So we're going to go up to Baton Rouge. Beam me up, Scotty. Here it is. Now, let's take a look and see what I built. Check it out. It's quite a ways away from my train station here in Baton Rouge. I'm right up on the border of this. Now, you know, I have like 2 iron ore and a coal like right here, which is a lot closer, or, you know, like here's an iron ore and a coal. Those are a lot closer. But what attracted me to going the distance here was that I could put in a chemical scrubber here. Oh, shame on me, I didn't. So this is obviously BR scrub 1. No, it's going to be 3 because I've got and BR scrub 4 because I've got 2 in the BR scrub 4. I have 2 over in the field, the steel producing area. So what I've done here is I've got 2 iron ore, I've got 1 coal. Steel takes 2 iron and 1 coal. So I've got 20 iron ore and 10 coal coming out. So I built 10 steel factories here. Okay, I've got 10 steel factories here. So I've got now 20 steel coming out. Now I had to determine what I want to put them into. So I have cans which require 3 steel and barrels which require 2 steel. So out of that 20, what I did is I built 4 can factories. Okay, I built 4 barrel factories. So now I'm using up all of the steel right here. And then I'm going to be shipping off the cans and barrels to the Baton Rouge warehouse, which will then, by truck, and then the Baton Rouge warehouse will send them by train to the Bell Valley. And so here I've got, here you can see at the back end, I've got steel set to go to the ironmongery and the state, glasses going to the state, frames going to the state, some potatoes going to the farmer's market and state. So what I'm doing here is kind of dumping some of this product. Okay, so now so I have cans going to the ironmongery and barrels going to the ironmongery. And if I take a look here, let's look at my Bell Valley and my ironmongery. So I can take 5 doubled is 10 cans per month. Steel barrels, 5 doubled is 10 barrels per month. So my production of 8 cans and 8 barrels per month is going to fit in nice to my demand of 10. And that way I can use up all the product that way. So let's go ahead now. I did a little micromanaging on dumping the inventory out of that automobile industry area. I'm not going to really, show you all the micromanaging, but after about the first month, I ended up turning off sending stuff to the warehouse. I could start kind of reversing the trends. By the second month, I'd pretty much finished that up, and by the end of the third month, I was able to turn off the Bell Valley warehouses. So let's let clock roll a little bit, and let's see. Now, oh, that's right. Hold on a second. Now, oh, whoops. Let's do 6, 7, and 8. So I had an interesting situation here on distribution. Okay. Now, normally what I'd been doing is, in a case like this, I need 3 inputs. So and these factories make 2. So I was trying to do one factory send 1, one factory send 2. But any time that you change this number here, okay, and you can see that BR cans 1, I changed it to 2 here. It's already 2 and 2 in steel 7 and 8. So now what I was trying to do was send 1 each Well, what I found out was that all I was getting sitting in BR in my cans was one steel each, even though three factories were sending them. That's because that was like the max target amount. I kept thinking, okay, if I'm producing two, I can send one here, one there. So then I discovered that no, what I have to do is set them to three. Then what's going to happen is I'm going to get three steel in here. It's going to kick off can construction. So I definitely learned a little bit about distribution and the trick to. So what I did is I set up three factories. They're going to be our cans one and two, all three of these. I have them both set to three max cent, three max cent, and now what's happening is they're actually sending the steel proportionally to the can factories, so that the can factories are producing cans. Didn't have any problem with the barrels because the barrel input is two. So let's just get the clock running, and we'll actually get to see these guys start to light up and deliver. Okay, I've got one each of coal and it's starting to produce. So what happens is you get your resources in, then it takes the resources, dumps them into construction, takes them out of the little inventory here, and so now, as you can see, I've got a can producing. Right now, I have no steel sitting there. So now let's watch, and we'll see. And as you can see, all of these factories are now lit up and going. My scrubbers are working, and man, are those scrubbers working some overtime, but check it out. Look at that. So two scrubbers. This was why I did this area with the longer haul. Okay, here it's producing cans. Hooray, hooray, hooray. And now let's see when it gets some inputs. So I'm already up to like $10 million. So there it goes, cans, and I've got three sheets of steel, and so as soon as I deliver, I've got another three steel going in here, and it's producing my cans and stuff. So let's see what I'm doing now. It's February 1st of year 21, and as you can see, I've just built a second automobile mega factory, $50 million. I borrowed 45 million of a 50. I could have done 50, but I only borrowed 45 million. I had 10 million on hand, so it leaves me with 5 million to play with as a buffer. And so let's zoom in here real quick. And so I happen to have two body chassis and two rolling chassis sitting in the warehouse that I can start to build automobiles with. I have two of each sitting in the warehouse, and I'm building one. Now, this car prototype will be done on June 1st, and then I'll get the big payout, okay? And then I'll still have 2 more years of production right here already built in. So one of the things I had to do was come down to the auto body things. So Automobile Mega Factory 2, I want deliveries to, but Automobile Mega Factory 1, I ended up turning it off because I got another body chassis and car and rolling chassis into the first Mega Factory. When I kind of thought I was going to just cut it off at having one more left instead of two. So sometimes, you know, with the distribution, you just got to be very careful and methodical about, you know, turning things off. Some of this stuff I know I should have on, some of it I maybe should have off, because Because yes, I am delivering some goods here to the warehouse for redistribution, especially since I'm flying them in from by Zeppelin. So let's take a quick look at pop that guy up, and let's see how long it takes for. Yeah, let's just do this. Let's just go here, and then I'll see when these guys disappear. Okay. So now that I'm turning off the distribution stuff, let me run clock for a few minutes. Okay. Now, as you can see, I've got a car is going to start building. Okay. Well, let me just come back here and turn off the mega factory. So 1 and 0. Well, let's let it run a couple more days to make sure that I got, okay. So I got both of them in there, and I think I have one that's already starting to build. Although since it takes a long time, we don't see the progress bar doing much right now. So what I want to do here is now turn off the, whoopsie. Where's Mega Factory 2 at? There it is. Now I want to go ahead and turn it off. Now I'm still going to be sending body and rolling chassis to the warehouse, but now the warehouse is once again just going to sit on them. And last month I made $3.87 million on $14.18 million in sales. So now it's just, yeah, big steel industrial area up at Baton Rouge that's making cans and steel barrels, that definitely must have helped. Okay, and now let's see, we're into March. This guy's pretty close to getting done. And now I can definitely see progress here. So I've got one of each chassis there, so I've got at least another year of production. But now I'm going to start turning out multiple car prototypes. And then I can build another automobile mega factory, and probably a fourth. And just keep rearranging where I deliver my chassis to, which factory. Okay, here we are coming up on May 15th of the year 21. Got about 9 million in the bank. Now, on June 1, what's going to happen is we're going to get the big payday. There it is. You see, now I'm at 41.8 million. So guess what? I turn around, my loan amount says 40 million. So, come on, there we go. So I can pay the loan off. Now I've just paid the loan off for that one. So that'll improve my cash flow by, now I'm not paying 1.38 million on loan payments. And as you can see, the big money is with these car prototypes and stuff. Well, we'll have to see, what am I up to next. I think I'm going to talk about efficiency, and so that should be an interesting. Here it is, February 1st of year 22, 1 year after I built this automobile mega factory, and it has finished up building its first car prototype and delivering it to market. Right now I have 53.51 million cash on hand. I have no loans. So I get to build an automobile mega factory with just my cash on hand. Nope, not right there, right there. Okay. Now what I'm going to do here Is that a destination 4? Was it tier 3? I want components right here. So I want exterior body going to a factory. Whoopsie. That was the wrong product. Okay, that was the wrong product. Let's go back. Okay, that's the, okay, what I need is here we are, this guy. The finished body. Now I can choose a destination, choose Automobile Mega Factory 3. Going to turn it on quantity 1. Okay. Going to do the, so that was that. Now I need the rolling chassis, and I just happen to have 2 of each. So I'm going to go ahead and choose destination, Automobile Mega Factory number 3. And I'm going to set it to 1. So now I've got, I'm going to actually use the warehouse to control deliveries now on this kind of a low volume, high expense item. So I've got Mega Factory 3 there. And, oh, wait a minute, duh. I know what I'm doing wrong. Let's just get rid of these guys, because I don't need them in destination, I need them in outgoing products. So what I'm doing is just now looking for, see, there's Automobile Mega Factory 2. So I'd better turn that off. Automobile Mega Factory 3. Okay, let's just leave that on for a moment. And there's Mega Factory 1, so I'm turning it off. Had it turned off. Okay, so actually what I'm thinking is that I might just turn it off in the outgoing products and then put it in destinations and give each factory, set it to 1. So what it'll do is it'll basically, it won't send, if the factory has one in stock, it won't send it to the factory. Only when it goes to 0 and gets used. So I think I'm going to, control it a little differently. Right now, I've got 2 in the warehouse, and I feel like, I want to send both to the Mega Factory so that it can start production with 1, and then I have 1 in reserve, and then I can start saving up for Mega Factory number 3. So what I'm going to do here is, that's Mega Factory 2, there's Mega Factory 3. And let's watch to see these 2 things disappear. Okay. Oh, joy. Another one of those annoying contract thingies. Okay, so now they've just stopped. They've disappeared. Now what I'm going to do is turn off Automobile Mega Factory number 3. Whoopsie. Because now it's already starting production and it's got 1 each sitting there. So now I just have to wait for another automobile to come out, like in June 1 or so, and I'm going to end up with another automobile factory, and I'll have 4. So slowly but surely, I'm kind of learning some new tricks with this game, especially about the distribution, where instead of doing it as kind of like just one way through the factory and distributing the goods as outgoing products, that I'm going to do it in destinations as if it was going out somewhere else, and then I'm going to do it, limit it to each one of the factories to one. So then automatically the warehouse will just feed the factories as they need it, and then I won't have to micromanage it. It costs a little extra money, but at that point it would be worth it. So as you can see, I've just built up to $5 million, and then when I hit June, bingo time, I'll have another new factory. Oh wow, it's right there. It looks like I already have it. So let's just let it run to the end of the month and let's see what we got going here. So wow, here it is, May 1, and I've got, yep, somehow it delivered. Now, I'm thinking that now that I'm delivering automobiles, let's see what we've got here. Oh, no, no, the price is 151%, 37.02. I have nothing stored there, you know, I guess the price is holding firm, and now all I have to do is run clock and money to another get me another 50 million, and then bang, I set up the fourth auto. Here it is, May 1st of year 22. I've got 44.21 million in cash on hand, no loans. And now what I've done is I've set up the distribution system using the destinations tab instead of the outgoing products. So in the outgoing products, I turned off delivery to the mega factories, because what I want to do, like here's Automobile Mega Factory 3, the rolling chassis and the body chassis, and I have them set to one each. And I've done, this is Mega Factory 2, this is Mega Factory 1, and I've set them all to max cent 1 each. And that max cent means that if there's 1 in the destination, it won't send anything. When there's 0 in the destination, it will send something. And that's going to be real useful here, because in Automobile Mega Factory 1, I've actually run out of chassis parts to start up my next build. So what am I? So let me just run a little clock here, and let's just watch that and notice how I've got 1 each now in Mega Factory 1, because in 2 and 3 I already had 1. So it delivered to the one with 0. So now I know that I've got a real nice supply chain here. Now, I was just about ready to build a 4th Automobile Mega Factory. Actually, I had just done it, and then realized that the production time for the chassis are 120 days. So that means that with these 2 chassis factories, I'm producing basically 3 sets each year. So basically what I want to do is match up the production for the first time in my automobile production chain. And so I realized, yeah, I have to stop at 3. 3 times 120, 360. The car prototypes take 360. So now I've got a really nice balanced production chain, and all my factories are humming. And just say no to contracts. I'll be back in a moment with another interesting revelation. Here it is, February 1st of year 23. And here I am at the Pool Zeppelin warehouse. I have 86.66 million on hand. I have my 3 Automobile Mega Factories cranking out goodies. And nice and perfectly balanced. I was almost going to build a fourth Auto Mega factory, but I noticed that the body and rolling chassis take 120 days to make, so they can make three per year. So three Auto Mega factories is kind of like an excellent amount. Now here I picked up a really cool trick here. First of all, I see I have a little excess wire. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on that. And now by clicking on the building symbol right next to the name, right under this toggle switch right here, okay, I was able to go instantly to this warehouse. So I want to turn it on. I want to get rid of some stuff. So now I have an ironmongery. So max set is 16, and I have it on. So I'm just going to dump some wire into the Bell Valley ironmongery, you know, and if it takes a couple of months to sell it instead of like a real quick sale to the state, I'll at least make better profits. So that was really cool the way I can kind of like, you know, beam me up, Scotty. Oops, right, not there. Where do I want to go? Where's the Zeppelin one? There we go. And beam me up, Scotty. So I'm back here again. Okay. So definitely glad about that. Now here's something that I wanted to show you. I want to talk about efficiency. So let's go into buildings. Let's go into factories. I want to do textile factories. I want to look at pool die 1, pool die 2, you know, 31% efficiency, 28% efficiency. Fiber 1, same thing, 31%, 31%. So something's a little off here, you know. Now pool 3 and pool 4 are at like 63 and 52. Life fabric, we're in the 99% range. 64% for pool die 5, 6, 58% for 7. So I definitely need to figure out why die 1, die 2, die 3, die 4, die 5 are just sucking it. Fiber 1, fiber 2, fiber 3. There's fiber 5 and fiber 4. Okay, so something, you know, and like berry 2 is delivering to the dye plants. Is it cotton 1 is delivering to the fiber plants, and I'm not quite sure why. Let's pull up a die 1 and die 2 and just look at this screen. So like at die 1 I have 1 berry, 1 water. I have no berries, 1 water in die 2. Okay. Let's pull up fiber 1 and let's pull up fiber 2. Okay, and I've got 1 cotton each there. And the cottons are going to, you know, max scent is 2. So I'm not sure if what's going on. I'm going to have to do some testing later on to see why these plants are somehow underperforming. It's kind of like the farms are under-delivering. So I'm not really sure. But it brings me to efficiency. So so in the tech tree here, let's just stop that for a moment. Go to efficiency. As you can see, I did the road that basically allows you to adjust the gatherer salary to 75% to 125%. Okay, so a 25% gain or reduction. Here you can do 50% to 150%. Okay, down here you can do 25% to 200. So you can double um, um, the amount of your salary to 200%. Now, 25% building upkeep increase, but only a 20% production increase. So you're not so you're not going to be as profitable as you are at 100%. So you're reducing your profit margin right there. Also, kind of changes the mix of when something is being produced. Now, see, that's berry two. Yep. So let's go ahead and turn on the clock for a minute here and take a look at water 5. So what I'm going to do just for grins is I'm going to turn water 5 on to 125%. I'm going to turn berry 2 on to 125%. Let's turn, what is it? I think it's going to be cotton 1 to 125%. And let's get his water turned up 125%. And let's just see if this does a little better in, okay, so both of these are now kind of constructing. So maybe there's a little bit of an efficiency increase here, but it probably isn't going to be enough to really offset the extra costs. And the fibers are still looking a little short here. It looks like you just sent something to produce. But what I've decided is now the other penalty for increasing your efficiency is that it's going to cost a 56% increase in your pollution. So 25% increase in the cost of the building upkeep, which gives you 20% increase in production by reducing your production time by 20%. 3 days on a 15-day schedule for like the water. See, now it says 12 days. Cotton is now saying 24 days. Berry saying 24 days. So now they're speeding up their cycle. Now, if you look at like the 200% one, man, that's just going to be bizarre. You're going to be increasing your costs. You're going to be increasing the number of truck trips you're making per month. So your trucks are going to get way busy. Your roads are going to get way busy. So that's going to cut down on your efficiency and stuff and ability to make money. So I'm just thinking, no, I don't want to do the efficiency. You know, it's just going to reduce profit margins. When you have everything set to like 100%, you can calculate out how much production there's going to be, and you don't have to worry about excess or, you know, the routing of a different production model. So I'm going to go with 100% from now on. Now, let's, so yeah, I'm just not sure about this. It's, there we go, it dropped something off. I'm going to have to play with this and maybe set the inputs to like 3 each and just make them all even and see if maybe that way it will there and there, fiber 5. So let's just see if it does anything for my fibers here. Still showing 0 fibers here. Now 1. So I just think that I'm going to keep efficiency at 100%. Now, let's go ahead and get rid of this. Oh, we have a few fireworks displays. But first what I want to do is have a little bit of fun. let's buy out the AIs. So here, I want to show you. So right now they're valued at 47.89 million. If I buy the first 10% lot, it's going to cost me 4.79 million. Second lot, 5.27. Third, 575. So each lot costs a little more because as you're buying their stock, you're making the remaining stock more valuable, and that tracks in real life. So this was a good financial model. So, do you want to demolish all the newly acquired company buildings? I'm going to say no. Force LLC, or People LLC. Its value is 101 million. So let's see how much it's going to take. There. I know I'm going to have to borrow some money. Okay, and another 15. I can buy that, so probably at least another 60 million. So let's come in here. We'll take out 2 quick loans, one to pool for 50 million, one to Bell Valley for 30 million. I just want to now, let's do that and that. So now I have bought out my AI allies. I have now achieved ultimate victory, okay? And now, look at the mess here, man. I mean, this is like a real total and complete mess. It just says 100% efficiency, but I know that's just not the case. And so, yeah, I mean, it just, oof. Here it's built some textile factories, but there's nothing going to the textile factories, okay? Here we are over here. What do we have going on over here? We got too much of something here. Whoa, look at this. 60 coal, 74 iron, 74, those are wooden planks, 74 water. So it's got a ton of stuff sitting in the warehouse doing nothing, okay? And of course what they're doing is just messing up the whole ground. And they're kind of overproducing. So this is why absolutely positively no AIs. And now let's go and see, who do I have here? This is going to be Archbold. Let's go to Archbold. Let's go ahead and let's buy off the, whoopsie. Contracts. Oh, advancement. Oh, go back. There we go. Now I can pick like ironmongery if I want. So here's another little fireworks show to end the episode on. And then in my next map, I'm just not going to do the AI. I'm not going to do the events. What I want to do is buy up all the regions. Oh, let's just make a toy store. So what I want to do now is I'm going to focus on being able to build in all of 11 regions. Make sure I have a map with 11 regions so that I have more stores to deliver to. And then what I want to do is basically build a selection of stores that will, let's bounce back here. Build all kinds of stores. So maybe several toy stores, several clothing stores. What I want to do is build all 3 mega factory prototypes: the meal mega factory, computer mega factory, automobile mega factory, and basically pretty much build every type of industry, spread it out all across the map, and see if I can't kind of bring the prototypes for the three different product lines um, into view, into the showrooms in three different cities at different times. So I hope that you have enjoyed this series, and I probably will make another one, but it won't be like a series based on. Oh, you see, now I'm the only one that can bid on anything now. But I hope that I'll probably make another one, and I hope you come back to see it.